Okay, 9 o'clock in the kingdom. Yes, 9 o'clock. But I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. The house dogs were going nuts because there was something in the yard. Yes, something in the yard. Okay, so this morning, I don't know. It's Monday morning. Okay, I think I took these temperatures at 10 o'clock. No. Oh, loser. Okay, I think I took these at 7 o'clock. Okay. So at 7 o'clock, it was plus 10 Celsius, but feels like plus 9. And then on the yo-yo scale, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but feels like 48. There's the 48 Chevy. Oh, look at that. Okay, we survived the power outage. Yes, this is going to be a new thing for us. They don't fix power outages right away anymore because this is the new world. So I think we're going to have to figure out wind generator because the wind never stops now, okay? So that way we can have batteries charged up to do the laptop and some LED lights and stuff like that in the house so I don't have to run the big welder. Yes, and living off grid is normal for us. Life goes on. Yeah. Also, too, we're hauling some water. See, the book burb isn't blocking the back entrance because we're hauling water. It's going to take us most of today to get back to where we were. Yes. Yeah. We got to haul the water, clean the toilet, all that stuff. Because the toilet has to be clean because you don't power flush every time. So you're conserving water, right? So you got to do all that stuff. And then the staff will be at the grocery store when it opens up to see if there's any bargain deals like melted ice cream, green fuzzy bread or something like that, you know? All right. Okay. All right. Johnny made it back. No problem yesterday. So he didn't break down or run out of fuel. So he'd call his mom on the satellite phone on the West Coast. And then she would email me to tell me that Johnny's broke down over there. Yeah. So isn't that unreal? And I don't think we still have phones yet. We have no idea. Nobody's called like those telemarketers. You know, they're annoying. That's why I had to get rid of my King of Obsolete business number because 30, 40 phone calls a day from the telemarketers. You phone the phone company, they don't care. You know, that's not a little absurd, but they don't care because they're getting paid a percentage for line use or whatever. Probably the telemarketers own the phone company. Yeah, I just can't believe it. Okay, let's scroll this way. I think there's a slight breeze. Oh, I can smell wood smoke or fire smoke or whatever. Look at the skies. Isn't that nice? And it's still quiet. Yeah, no dick, no planes, no nothing. Also, too, I think I was drunk last night. I did something very bad. Yeah. No, I didn't drunk dial the ex-wife and talk about the divorce or anything like that. I've done that in the past. That costs a few lawyer letters when you do that. Okay. For the last 3 years, I've tried to be nice to the Manitoba Street Rod Association and stuff like that. And then when I had my dad's estate money, we tried to donate it to them, but they wouldn't return emails or phone calls or anything like that. So we gave it away to somebody else. Okay, but I joined the Manitoba Street Rod Association's Facebook page. Okay, you guys blow me off for 3 frickin' years and then you let me join in because it's a private group. So then I figured, okay, let's check the membership. So we checked the membership, and in the last 3 months, everybody has joined because they realized that their public Facebook page is no longer. So they had to go private, and then they had nothing. So I'm sitting there. Once they realize who I am, they'll delete me. I mean, defriend me, unfriend me, block me. Just like on the off-grid websites and stuff, or the Facebook pages. Yeah. So once they find out that I was one of the ones that was at the first event at Burt Hill Campground back in 1970 or 71, because they mentioned that a family from Brandon attended. Well, that's Dad and the family, me. That's me. Okay. So we attended. Yeah. So we grew up in the hot rod world. Now we tried to give them money, tried to join. You know, I even wanted to pay my membership or renew it since, 1986 or 85, and they blew me off. Yeah, so this will be interesting. So I'll mark on the calendar I joined today, or last night, in a drunken stupor or whatever. We'll wait and count the days till they figure out who I am, and then I'll be defriended, and I'll be blocked. we can't have you, the history of the Manitoba Street Rod Association and stuff like that. You know, I'm still bitter, you know, because they failed my 37 Dodge hot rod truck after, you know, it just passed the Manitoba government safety, you know. Unreal. And of course, by a non-mechanic, failed it. Yeah, so they blew me off. They didn't want me part of the group, and I grew up with the group. So that's what I say. You be nice to people when you're young or climbing up the ladder, because once you get old, it comes back to haunt you. And I'm English, so I have an excellent memory. Yes, on frickin' real. All right, they better go. Here comes the boss.
Monday morning here in WHO-ville, just got my freezer back, and now that the water and the power is back to normal, we can haul water to the kingdom. After this, we're going to go shopping and see if there's anything on sale. 2 hours later and the water's done. Now my dad will come back with the quad and take this to the kingdom and pump it off into his tank, which will feed his house for the next month or so, depending on how many baths and how much he uses the water. Now we'll wait until it's 12 o'clock when the store here in WHO-ville opens, and we'll go shopping. And there it goes. Oh, one of these times we do this, the whole trailer's gonna flip over. Quickly ran up into WHO-ville and went shopping to see if there's anything on sale after the power came back on, and we actually scored some hamburger. This stuff was on sale for 60 bucks, and it was one of those big blocks, but normally this would have been $100. We got about 8 or 9 of these, which made our money back. While I was cutting up all the hamburger, my dad was pumping off his water there into the kingdom. Look how much is left. This will go into the house and into the tank that's in the shop, and this will last him about a month.
Okay, we were busy and I didn't film the clear water that was in the tank. We're not sure how that happens. You know, if the water hadn't run for 3 days in the town pump house, it should be all black, darker than usual. But WHO-ville is known for the dark water where you fill the bathtub up and you can't see your feet. So we pumped it off, and over here, nice and slow. All right, can't have everybody getting dizzy. All right. Okay, so we pump it into the tank in the shop. And then I lost the prime on this pump the other day when I was pumping it up to the house tank, okay? That way we eliminate any heat tapes or tracers or anything like that. We pump it up into another holding tank, okay? So this pump lost its prime, but as you can see by all the PEX and the valves and everything like that, we just open this valve a bit, chase the air out the top, and that's a fitting there that we can actually pour water down, so it's like a funnel. So this got us up and going. So that's why we like these pumps here, these low jet pumps or whatever they're called. They're easy to prime, and you got your check valve here, okay, right there. And also too, it's on top of the tank, all right? Okay, when we first started out, we had it low on the ground, but the ground down there, it's cold. So put it up here where it's warm. So this pump can be okay here, but the dog's water pail over here can ice over. And then the thermometer is right here, so you think it's warm. Okay, so that's why you have to have fans to circulate the air. All right, so now I got the water pumped up to the house so I can have another bath, not like the people of WHO-ville. They're just getting their water and everything function good. And Zena was able, the staff was able to get some purchases today. All right.
Lunchtime here in WHO-ville, and I just got back from the kingdom, finished dividing up the hamburger that's in the bag there, and then I got 2 rainwater jugs so I can feed my plants. Now we're gonna have lunch and go shopping. Just got back from shopping in WHO-ville. Nothing was on sale, but we did get a good deal on some bread, 99 cents, and I got 10 loaves, which was only $10, and this bread's normally $5 a loaf, so that's actually really good. It may be expired a couple days, but as long as it goes into the freezer, that's fine. Still hot in WHO-ville this afternoon, so I'm hiding away where the AC is. Now it's time to water some plants with the rainwater that I got from the kingdom. If you look right here, we got some new carrots coming in. We also got a few onions, and we got some beets. So let's water these guys and finish up my day. While I was watering my garden and checking out all my plants, I noticed I have some green beans coming in. Look how cute those little guys are. There's a few on that one. I think there's some on here too. I don't know if we can see any. And then there's some back on this one as well. I'm excited to see how these guys turn out. Every time I come and check on my blue roots, I swear more have popped out of the ground. Like there's a few there, then there's a few back here and off to my left over there. I cannot wait for these guys to be fully grown and we can see that beautiful blue flower. Don't ask me what they are called because I cannot pronounce it, but I know it's something fancy. As I'm waiting for the rains to start in Whoville, I look over to my left and I see a daddy long legs. These guys are all over the place here. We'll try and get a close look on him, but isn't he gorgeous? Look at those legs. Coffee time here in Whoville and the rains have arrived, but I am treating myself to a Pepsi that was bought at the store this morning. For a 2-for Pepsi, it was $21, which isn't bad compared to some places, but now we'll just sit and watch the storm and hopefully it ends so I can go fishing this evening and end my day.
Okay, hiding in the shop here out of the sun. The sun kind of went away, but it's humid, and I mean humid. So I'm topping and drilling these holes out. So this is sleigh bunk number 2 for sleigh number 2, I think it is. And we have the other pieces over here to start the next bunk because it's easier to do group sessions or group units. That way if you make one mistake, you make lots of mistakes. So over here, I broke out in a sweat topping these big holes. Yes, 3/4 inch and stuff like that. And one thing nice about Sir Rodney, he sends us products that the guys in the shop at West Trans use. So if this is good enough for them, this is good enough for me at the end of the world. And that stuff really cuts. Like you can see a big difference when you start cutting into the threads or whatever into the material. So that works out pretty good. So I think I'm going to go pressure wash a bit to cool down. Okay, now it's cooling off because there's a slight rain. But oh well, I got this tank clean, the one that was in the 67. Okay, I think the kids poured something down inside because the bottom of this tank was layered with a tarry substance, okay? So I had to soak it down with diesel. We got it pressure washed fairly clean. But remember, this thing sucks out the top of the tank and we run 2 filters on the line. So I think we're good because there's no way we can justify $1,500 for a fuel tank. We might have to go for the fuel cell in the back, like most of the 67 to 72 truck posts on Facebook and YouTube, showing getting rid of the tank behind the seat and going for the fuel cell, because we can't justify this expensive tank, okay? All right, so let's go head back in the shop and we'll figure out something to do, because I don't think this little drizzly rain's going to last long. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and it came down pretty hard. So now it quit raining so I can go to the house to have a coffee and check the internet, see what my kingdom followers are up to. So we got one assembled here. Doesn't that look good? And we have highs and lows. So this is the left side low, and over here we have the right side high. But I also write on everything so I don't get confused. And then over here, okay, we'll walk and talk at the same time. We should make this a holiday Monday. Seems how we lost the weekend. All right, make sure this is flat. Grind this up too, because that is a casting. And then take the die grinder and buff in there too, because there are any loose castings or any burrs or anything like that. And then we put a little bit of never sees on the bolts. And that's more to lube the bolts going in. And then we're picking out the best bolts out of the collection here. Yes, the collection. These are H-beam bolts, or bolts for beams to hold the head frame together, so they're of high quality. All right, let's go have some coffee. Okay, I made a mistake again for the first time in my life. I measured out the first cross pole bracketry, and then I marked all the holes and called it good. But I should have known better. All these castings are different, okay? I don't know if you can see it, but you can see that the hole is offset here, okay? That one's in the center, this one's offset. So I had to use the die grinder. I don't know, can we see that now? Okay, that center, that's offset, because I had to use the die grinder and grind out this here to line up. So each of these castings can be different because they're formed in a different mold, so it's not all the same mold or whatever. But I will learn, and we'll keep doing this, and I'll keep screwing up. But these brackets are turning out very well. Okay, to finish out today, we're putting the bracketry on or whatever, okay? So the beam fits nicely on here. We've got a nice kind of sort of fit. I'm not sure if we can see that. But as you can see on this side here, we have a little bit of a gap, so we're using the filler rod. So this works out good. Spin the table one way, spin the table the other way. So this way here, we're going up hand, turn the table, and we're going up hand again. So this is what we do with all the rods where you get stuck and the flux falls off. So I think we have a fair amount of rods here to use as filler rods. So you always keep a tray. You never throw anything out when you live in wilderness Alaska, but in northern Manitoba. Okay, 5 o'clock in the kingdom, and that's all we're doing for today. We did these welds here uphand, and they turned out pretty good. Plus I used a feeder rod on the one side over there. Over here where I was using the feeder rod, you can tell how wide the weld ended up being, but it's done in one pass. It's over and done with, like my marriage. All right, let's go check on the flags. Okay, we're calling it a day on Monday here. We had, what, 5 days of non-stop thingies or whatever with the power outage, and then waking up twice early in the morning and stuff, and there's not a breeze. You can hear everything. But the town of WHO-ville is slowly coming to life. We hear some planes. We haven't heard Dick in his helicopter. Maybe he's off in another world or something, tormenting other people. But the clouds are overcast, and the sun is way up there. Sorry to blind you guys, but there's the sun. But it's got humid now, so it's kind of warm here in the kingdom for us. So we're going to finish up today, go walk the dogs, drink some beer, make a video, and have a bath and relax. And we got to get this parade over and done with so we can get the flags back up, because we have no idea what's going on. All right, we'll talk to you guys later.